Finally, one more thought. A leader is a dealer in hope. So said Napoleon Bonaparte. And looking around the world today, boy, do we need our leaders to bring us some hope. Hope that we can give workers their fair piece of the pie without destroying the automobile industry in the process.
Today, as the UAW strike against Ford continues, we are at a crossroads. Choosing the right path isn't just about Ford's future and our ability to compete. This is about the future of the American automobile industry.
Hope that the Fed can bring us in for that soft landing with inflation under control and no recession.
Frankly, the Fed has won the battle with the American consumer, and they're slowing down.
Hope that all this money we're borrowing will really be invested in the future of our economy.
The whole point of this is to increase innovation, research, and development in the industry. Not, we're not giving you taxpayer money to fluff your pillow and increase your profit and give it away to your shareholders. We're giving it to you to invest in R&D.
And most especially right now, looking for some glimmer of hope in the Middle East when things look so bleak.
I was outraged and saddened by the enormous loss of life yesterday in the hospital in Gaza. Based on the information we've seen to date, it appears the result of an errant rocket fired by a terrorist group in Gaza.
But at a time when we're looking desperately for hope, it sometimes seems as if some of our important leaders have gone missing. As, for example, we've seen with college presidents who, faced with the admittedly difficult lines to draw between free speech and the moral high ground, have gone strangely silent, at least for a time. At Harvard,
given the number of issues on which leadership at Harvard and other universities have spoken out, to fail to speak out with equal vigor when it is terror towards Israel was, I thought, a real moral failing.
And at the University of Pennsylvania.
The university president, Liz McGill, I think she's a good person. I don't think she's anti-Semitic. I do think she made some mistakes here, some of which she's acknowledged. But the decision about her future lies with the Board of Trustees at Penn.
But the biggest absence of all may be in our political leadership, particularly in the House of Representatives, which, faced with the prospect of a continuing war in Ukraine and yet another government shutdown a month from now, decided to do something it had never done before in history: fire its Speaker, the most senior elected member of Congress and third in line for the presidency.
The yeas are 216. The nays are 210. The office of Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant.
And this week, after a war begun when Hamas attacked Israel and President Biden asked for emergency funding in an Oval Office address,
Hamas and Putin represent different threats, but they share this in common. They both want to completely annihilate a neighboring democracy, completely annihilate it.
Republicans repeatedly failed to pull themselves together to name someone to fill the Speaker's all-important job, first rejecting Representative Steve Scalise and then refusing to give it to Representative Jim Jordan.
No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a speaker has not been elected.
We may need our leaders to give us hope at this critical time, but then again, as then-Senator Hillary Clinton said about a different war in the Middle East, hope is not a strategy.